I worked for 5 years as a personal trainer and I wasn't even qualified. That's a hook. So, when I was training as sorry, let me do it again. I trained for 5 years as a personal trainer and ran one of the best gyms in the UK, and I wasn't even qualified. Yeah, crazy. I didn't do it on purpose. It wasn't illegal, I promise. I went and did this qualification, thought I was all qualified. I passed all the exams and I went through everything, and I looked back on it, and just when we were making our own qualification, so this was like a year and a half, I had to basically get qualified as a teacher, to go through all these processes, to get everything done. I was in the last stage, and they were like, oh, just send over your PT qualification and we'll cross-reference it and then make sure you're all good. Sent it over to the guys and they gave back to me and they were like, these are your internal documents. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, these are your internal documents. I was like, what the hell does that mean? And they were like, well, think about it, right? So in school, you've got the exam board and then you have the school. The school teaches you the stuff and the exam board gives the exams. And then when you do the exam, it goes off to the exam board. The teachers don't see it. It goes off to the exam board, then comes back to you, and then that's your grade. So what essentially had happened was, let's say I was doing biology A-level. I did an internal exam. I did all the right exams, did all the right things, but my school gave me these documents and the awarding body never knew that I was qualified. So actually I had been timed out on the awarding body's system. I never got the official documents. And this whole time, I had been illegally training people, which was fucking crazy. So if I had got sued or any of this stuff during this point, I'd been fucked. Although I still had insurance and I had public liability and I did all the right things in terms of that, which I knew the industry was pretty fucked already. Like I knew the quality of the qualification that I got and I knew the quality of the qualifications that my trainers had got, and I could see what was going on. And I knew that 82% of personal trainers quit within their first 18 months. And I understood all these different things. But then I ran into this problem and I was like, oh my God. So these guys, and guess why they didn't do the external award? Because you have to pay 200 quid to do that, which is just fucked. So they were telling me that they sold me this thing, which I paid a lot of money for. I paid about $1.5 grand, $2 grand for it. Normal price. I paid that to them and they scrimped and saved £200. And if I got sued, my whole life would have been ruined because they didn't give me the official documents. Yeah. And also, this whole time, I was training with this person called Rishi. I'm not going to say his or her last name. Come on, when was this?
It was one of the first videos.
Okay, we'll do it.
One of the first videos that we did.
Yeah, I think so.
Not the first.
Yeah, I think so. So I was training with this guy called Rishi, and I thought that Rishi was a girl. And because the only communication I had with this person was over email. Literally not WhatsApp, not text, not phone call, no onboarding, no video calls, just email. Like I sent off the document to him and then he would, or I thought at the time it was she would give it back to me. But eventually, when I did my level 2 in-person practical, actually no, it was my level 3. So it was after about 2 years of doing this. My level 2, I just sent off like a video to them with my sister, right? And showing that I was doing this thing. My level 3 was, I met this person in person. I was like, oh my God, you're a guy? That's how much support I had during my qualification. There's one last thing. Kira and I gifted the gym back to our community. So we turned the gym from a limited company into a community interest company, not for profit. So all of the money goes back into things like the scholarship, which we literally just crowned someone a scholarship yesterday. We gave them about $2 grand of membership. We gave another person $5.99 in terms of a 6-week challenge. We give away hundreds of pounds in terms of partial scholarships towards people. We built a free calisthenics park next to our gym. We're going to be launching free teens classes in local schools. We've already been doing that on Saturday every single week for the past year or two, and it's been absolutely amazing. We're going to be launching it more now for local schools and eventually all around the UK, and we're going to be giving subsidized free teens classes online for anyone under the age of 18 so they can join into Cali Live, which is pretty cool. So we gifted the gym back to the community and our mission was to build a stronger Bath. But actually what we wanted to really do was build a stronger UK, because we're like, if this worked in Bath, then this can work anywhere in the UK, but how can we do that? And we realized that we'd made all of these mistakes over the years as personal trainers and as gym owners, and we learned all these things and we condensed like 20 years into 2 years. And we were like, okay, well, let's put that into a book and let's give it away for free. Link description, you can get it for free. Let's put it in a 5.5-hour video. Link in the description, you can get it for free. A workbook, a qualification, all of these things that we wish that we had when we were coming up in our careers, that if we had them, it would have saved us hours of pain, heartache, crying, desperation, because we just knew how to beat that boss and get to the next level. But the true reason that we really started the qualification was when we were traveling the world for the last 2 years, Vancouver, Bali, Europe, all over the world, because our gym was running itself and we always wanted to travel and we wanted to see if, hey, could we build a brand that could run itself while we were literally traveling the world, like an in-person physical brick and mortar business while we were traveling the world? And yes, we could. But people started asking us, how are you currently in Vancouver while your gym is running itself in Bath? How were you doing 40 hours a week of personal training at age 21? And got to this point, and Kira's now, when we started traveling, she was 24. And so we started sharing this stuff and they were like, this is so good. You have to start talking about this stuff. You have to start making YouTube videos. You have to start putting it into a book. We always wanted to do this and we always wanted to help and share these lessons, but we knew we were ready when people started asking us about it. That's when we truly knew, okay, we have proof, people are coming to us, and that's the time. So first thing we decided to do, we decided to slash the price. Now, Cali Unity is the most expensive gym in Bath by a while, right? And don't get me wrong, there are options in the Cali Academy which are expensive. If you want a full support suite of helping you get your first clients, achieving your freedom number, making your website, me coaching you one-on-one a week, it's expensive, but it will get you there. But the qualification, in my eyes, I think we should do as best as we can to bring down the costs for us so that we can give it to as many people as possible, to help as many people as possible right now when AI comes along and takes their jobs, when they want to get in something on the side. We need fitness coaches right now. And so we wanted to make the way in as cheap as possible. And that's why we charge $999 for it. Yeah, less than $1,000. I did mine for £1,500 and I had email support and I didn't even get a qualification. The other qualifications out there, I know for a fact they're not going to give you 5 live classes a week, a full personalized lecture series, a anatomy and physiology module inside of the academy, a full look into the business principles behind this, someone who's still currently doing it. We could easily charge $5,000 for this. We decided to charge $999 so that we can get as many people in as possible so that we could help and build a stronger UK and we could subsidize that down as best as we could. And so that is why we're charging that. You can go and link the description below, by the way, academy.caliunity.com/qual, Q-U-A-L. Go there, click apply. And also if you go to free stuff in the top right, you can download a complete guide to all of the qualifications right now in the UK and what's best for you.